Hello and welcome to the viewers of this video. This is the Orange Fan here, bringing you another entry for the episode Recap and Thoughts category. This video will be dedicated to the A segment of episode 8 of The Loud House, Linc Or Swim. We begin this segment with 3 different instances of the Loud family heading to a public pool, but they always get kicked out because one of the Loud sisters broke the rules of the public pool in some shape or form. Lincoln never got a chance to use the pool. He always tries to get in with a cannonball, but he stopped because the family gets kicked out for whatever misdemeanor had occurred. While the siblings are heading back from yet another public pool after being kicked out and grumbling about how they don't have a pool of their own, Lincoln has the idea of just getting a above ground pool for the house. Go out to the store and buy one, and he heads off while his sisters are grumbling still. At the store, he comes across a deluxe swimming pool, which would be big enough for all of them. But then, thanks to his paranoia about what happened at the public pool, his fantasy or his imagined sequence of the family having a pool leads him to realize, or at least he suspects, that the sisters may cause their misdemeanors at their own pool as well as what they did in the public pools, and Lincoln fears he may not get the chance to actually enjoy the pool, so he opts to get a different pool, one called Paradise for One, thinking that might be the best way to ensure that he can actually enjoy the pool. And after a quick gag where he forgets to pay but then pays, so it's all good, he then tries to set the pool up in the backyard while the sisters are cooling off in front of the refrigerator. We have a series of events not going quite as planned, where Lincoln deals with some kind of interference with trying to set the pool up, whether it's being in the shape of a tent, or a unicorn rather than the actual pool shape that it's intended to be, dealing with a bee or dealing with punctured holes, and there's a lot of problems while Lincoln tries to set the pool up. But finally, he does succeed in setting the pool up, but before he has the chance to use it, Lori and Lenny are already in it. The sisters had apparently come across it while Lincoln was changing into his swimming trunks, and they all decide to go along with the pool, but given that it's intended to be a one-person pool, it's quite cramped, to say the least. And sure enough, a lot of the sisters do cause a lot of crazy commotion with the pool, and we even get Bobby, who Lori hires to act as the lifeguard for the pool. And there's one point where Lori mandates senior swim, but not the way it's usually associated it with, not senior citizens, but high school seniors, and Lori's the only one of the Loud siblings who is a high school senior, so she can get the pool for herself. After all of this, Lincoln is fed up with it, and he kicks them all out of the pool, and they reluctantly leave. Just before Lincoln's finally ready to do a cannonball, he sees a sticker on there that says no cannonballs or else the pool will break. And there's also a sticker saying don't remove the warning sticker. So Lincoln pretty much can just sit in the pool and, well, it's not very fun, he comes to realize. But then he hears a lot of commotion out in the front yard. As he goes to see what's up, he sees that the Loud sisters ended up getting the deluxe pool that he originally considered getting. But when they see him, they actually do offer him a chance in the pool. Lincoln is surprised but touched that they would do this after how he acted about kicking them out of the pool he got for himself. And while they do admit it wasn't the best way to handle things, they still think it's more fun when all of them are involved. So Lincoln is touched. He finally gets to do a cannonball, but unfortunately, there's a no cannonball warning on this pool as well, but it's inside the pool rather than outside for some reason. So the pool is destroyed. Wondering what they're going to do to cool off now, Lincoln invites all of his sisters and Bobby to his pool, the one that he originally kicked them out in. And it's a cramped space, but they're at least all using it. But the segment ends when they all leave because Lily, shall we say, leaves something in the pool. And we'll just, tread no further than that for all of our sakes. Now, as for my thoughts about this segment, this one was not one of my favorites, but at the same time, I didn't really dislike this segment either. It was kind of maybe less than okay, but not outright bad either. It kind of was just there for me. And how can I put this? Well, this one, I do think this segment did do a good job, at least in certain areas. Like, it is true, the segment did point out it was pretty selfish on Lincoln's part to get the pool just for himself. But at the same time, it's not hard to kind of understand why he went that route, because, let's repeat this again, folks, understanding someone's actions is not the same as agreeing with someone's actions. So while it wasn't the right move on Lincoln's part, I could see why he went that way, because admittedly his sisters did cause a lot of trouble at the public pool. So his paranoia, this was a case where his paranoia got the better of him, and in some ways he still didn't really get to enjoy the pool once his sisters did come in and start to hog it. I mean, granted, Lenny did offer him a spot, but then it kind of, well, it was pretty cramped, and then it kind of spiraled out of control when everyone else was doing crazy stuff. So while it's true that Lincoln was in the wrong here, I will give him credit. They did show that Lincoln at least did own up to it, and he did make amends for it. Like, I guess you could say, yeah, his loneliness might have been seen as a fitting punishment. At least it wasn't excessively cruel or over the top, disproportionate retribution, at least. And it was nice of the sisters to offer him use of the pool they all got together. Although, granted, Lori's case of calling him bossy was a bit hypocritical because she herself was being bossy to them with the whole senior swim incident. But that's siblings for you. Older siblings. Well, not all older siblings. I mean, you get what I'm trying to get at here. I guess it was meant to be hypocritical humor, so we'll go with that. And to be fair, Lincoln did offer them to use his pool again after he did accidentally broke the pool, and that was nice too. He didn't purposely break it out of malice or spite. It was just an accident on his part. You really would have thought that the no cannonball sign would be outside the pool. So that's why I didn't really hate it too much, because, like it was said, it did acknowledge that Lincoln may have done something wrong, but at the same time, you could kind of see why he went the route he did. And even then, he did make up for it, and he did let them use the pool at the end when all was said and done. So it was nice. I mean, but yeah, it wasn't one of the better segments, but not one of the worst either. So yeah, this one was just kind of there for me. I didn't really have too strong of an opinion either way, and nothing really outright bothered me either, so that's good. At least it wasn't something that I felt furious about or frustrated or irritated about. So yeah, there wasn't really too much else to say about this. As usual, we'll be covering the B segment tomorrow. Take care, and until next time.